Straight ahead on 12 News, a solution for the scrape. Plymouth plans a fix for the bump in this road. Now the question is how it will get paid for. Plus, a city center makeover. We'll show you the dramatic change to make New Hope more walker-friendly. But first, a store's generous donation to help honor the boy with the smile. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Hundreds of people are expected to gather this weekend for the funeral of Crystal fourth grader Barway Collins.
Attendees will wear white to honor the 10-year-old. As Sonia Goins reports, one act of generosity helped make sure there was a proper service for Barway.
It's painful like that.
The Easy African Market in Brooklyn Park is full of potato greens and other items from West Africa.
We sell food from Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria.
There's also an abundance of kindness.
This from the business, because we took it from the business because, Barway contributed to the market.
When owner Ido Akapo heard Barway's family didn't have enough money for the funeral, he didn't hesitate to help.
I said, no, we have to step in. That's why I stepped in.
He gave the family this check for $3,500.
For me, it's not a lot of money to me because of the boy, because of what happened to him.
Barway's body was found in the Mississippi River April 11th after weeks of searching.
We were very shocked, to what happened to him.
Barway's father, Pierre Collins, was charged with second-degree murder.
I cannot judge what happened, because I was not there, It's very, very sad situation.
Ido says Barway and his dad were regular customers.
Very quiet boy while his dad is shopping.
Customers are appreciative the owner helped the family.
I mean, we have to help towards that little boy funeral. It's so painful. I don't even like to hear about it all.
Meanwhile, preparations are underway here at Cross Lutheran Church, where Barway's wake will be held.
We had our doors open since this whole thing started.
Let's put our arms around the family as we are grieving and praying that God will heal this community.
Many different groups are coming together to pay tribute to little Barway.
Yes, it's a starting point for healing.
Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Barway's funeral is Saturday at 11 in the morning at Shiloh Temple in North Minneapolis.
A Golden Valley man has pleaded guilty to buying guns for the man who opened fire inside New Hope City Hall. Michael Garant pleaded guilty to making a false statement to buy 3 shotguns for Ray Kometz. One was the gun Kometz used to fire one shot in the direction of city council chambers in January. Police returned fire and killed Kometz. According to the guidelines, Garant could face up to 18 months in prison.
The superintendent of Robbinsdale area schools is returning to his roots, calling it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go back home. Aldo Sicoli has accepted the Roseville superintendent position. Sicoli attended Roseville area schools and later became a student teacher, and a coach there. The chair of the Robbinsdale School Board says work will begin immediately to find a replacement. Sicoli has been Robbinsdale's superintendent for the past 6 years. Big changes are on the way for a troublesome section of Vicksburg Lane in Plymouth.
A massive road construction project will help improve safety and prevent cars from scraping the pavement. But as Delane Cleveland reports, the big question is, will the city get help to pay for the project?
Every day, up to 30 Canadian Pacific trains zoom on through this residential neighborhood in Plymouth. They can cause quite the backup on Vicksburg Lane, but talk to drivers.
It's just no different than car traffic, so I don't mind stopping here a few minutes for them.
And it's not the train that's their primary complaint.
It's kind of a hassle with the bump constantly. You have to always slow down and then kind of speed up, I guess.
The bump he's referring to is a portion of track that's roughly 6 inches higher than the road, which means that anyone driving over the speed limit as they cross the bump might just scrape the bottom of their vehicle. Have you ever bottomed out or scraped the bottom of your car?
Yeah, in the start I did because, I had to get used to the fact that I had to always slow down.
The city of Plymouth plans to fix that problem in the form of a $20 million project that builds a bridge over the tracks and adds more lanes on Vicksburg.
It is a public safety issue, not only for the traffic and the ramp effect that is included right now over the rail tracks on Vicksburg, but also because long trains or possibly derailed trains could limit access for public safety.
The Plymouth city manager says they've taken those concerns to Governor Dayton and asked for nearly $5 million in state bonding money to help pay for the bridge.
I think he's open, I think he's receptive to it. The question becomes, will there be a bonding bill this year?
If there's no bonding bill, then there's no money for Vicksburg.
If we do not receive the bonding money this year, we have to move the project forward.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The city should know in the next couple of weeks whether they'll receive the money from the state, and if Plymouth doesn't get the money, it may have to delay future projects.
A plan to improve New Hope City Center is about to get underway. Work will be done along Xylon Avenue between City Hall and the new Hy-Vee store. City officials say the difference will be like night and day. Currently, the street isn't very welcoming for walkers and bikers, but that's set to change when construction starts on May 11th.
We're going to have a 10-foot multimodal bikeway and pathway for people to use along one side, a 6-foot sidewalk on another. We'll have park benches, we'll have pedestrian scale lighting, trees, everything that goes into making a great streetscape and a welcoming feel for anybody who wants to come down Xylon Avenue.
Of course, that will mean a crowded construction zone for people visiting City Hall, the swimming pool, and local businesses. The city plans to provide updates on the project on its website.
Maple Grove is becoming a more diverse place, and one way you can see that is at the Hennepin County Library in Maple Grove. It just added a collection of books and DVDs in Hindi. Staff noticed more DVDs in Hindi were being returned to the Maple Grove location, and census data also revealed the largest population of Maple Grove residents born in a foreign country are from India.
It's a small collection to begin with, and it's going to grow over time. And people can suggest new material too. We're really happy to have people speak to us about what they'd like to see in the collection.
You can suggest materials through the Hennepin County Library website. The Maple Grove branch also has books in Spanish, Chinese, and Russian. Coming up, an emotional night for local families who share loss and new life.
And then later in sports, Totino-Grace swings for another win in prep baseball.
But first, an unsettled forecast. Late Sunday, there's a chance for severe storms. Welcome back. Plymouth Playhouse will host a benefit for the Minnesota Lyme Disease Association this Sunday. 2 well-known local actors will be there. The Playhouse will be donating all the proceeds from a special performance of Late Night Catechism. Actress Dorian Chalmers will personally conduct a live auction during the intermission.
Dealing with my daughter's illness now for over 6 years, and that's how we became involved. And part of the problem is that it manifests in lots of different formats, and so, not everybody recognizes that they have this illness.
Lyme disease is spread by ticks, and Minnesota has the 6th largest number of Lyme disease cases in the U.S. Right now, there are more than 123,000 people in the United States waiting for an organ donation.
The issue gets the spotlight each April for National Donate Life Month, and this week one area gathering paid tribute to both loss and new life. Outside Mercy Hospital, a crowd gathers to celebrate life, though many here are united by stories of loss.
He was one of a kind. Richard was one of a kind.
I'm here. We lost my brother a year ago.
He passed away suddenly in March of 2012. Here one minute, gone the next.
All eyes forward for a flag-raising ceremony in remembrance of those who have passed away, but in doing so, gave new life to someone else through organ donation.
It was very, very important to him, and he wanted to always make sure that I and our kids understood that.
Wendy Metzo's husband died suddenly, but she knew he wanted to be a donor. His eyes now give sight and hope to someone else.
Fortunately, my husband's corneas were able to be used.
Mercy Hospital's donation program has helped facilitate nearly 900 eye donors over the last 20-some years.
The flag flies as a reminder of all those who live on through organ donation.
When you make that decision, the next important step that you need to take is to tell your family and your friends.
When it comes to organ donation, it's also good to indicate it on your driver's license and in your health care directive. Coming up, trying to keep the dream alive for poor old Ole.
A little Scandinavian humor coming up in Weekend Showcase. But first, in sports, some of the area's top female high school athletes are honored at the Athena Awards. Jay Wilcox is in next.
I'm Jay Wilcox with sports. The list of accomplishments for local Athena Award winners is staggering. The Athena Award goes to the top senior female athlete at participating schools as chosen by a committee at each school. A new venue this year for the awards at Doubletree Hotel in Bloomington after many years at the Minneapolis Convention Center. 54 female athletes from Minneapolis and its suburbs were honored at the 43rd annual Athena ceremony. Here's what some local winners said about the award.
It is a really great honor. There's so many strong women athletes at Osseo, and it's a huge honor for me to be chosen from among them.
I actually didn't know much about this because Jordan won it last year, and that's the only time I've ever been associated with it. But I mean, this is a goal for any athlete. So
this is a huge honor, just being represented for Chapman Park and being with another group of girls that have won the same award. It's a really good feeling.
It means a lot. It's a great honor to me because it knows that when working hard and working every day, it really pays off and people recognize you for that.
Here is a look at all of the local Athena Award winners. We'll also be hearing from more Athena winners on our Sports Jam show starting on Monday. The Wayzata boys lacrosse team lost in the state semifinals in overtime last year to eventual state champion Eden Prairie. The unbeaten Trojans had a chance to see how they measure up this year with the Eagles when the teams met for a Lake Conference game on Thursday. Amar Batra runs up the left side and he'll go all the way to the Eden Prairie net to shoot and score, getting Wayzata on the board just over a minute into the game. The Trojans' defense is outstanding in this one, and goalie Aaron Peterson stops almost everything that comes his way, including this save. Second quarter, and Grant Long will move out then back in, and he fires a rocket into the back of the Eden Prairie net. It's 3-1 Wayzata. Later in the half, it's Long again from about the same distance with another hard shot for a goal. He scores 4 times on the night. Wayzata leads 5-4 at halftime and doesn't allow a goal in the second half while scoring 4 of their own. Adam Groom scores a hat trick as Wayzata knocks off Eden Prairie 9-4, a big win for the Trojans. It's been a great start to the baseball season for the Totino-Grace Eagles. The Eagles hosting Irondale in Northwest Suburban play. The bottom of the first, 2 out, 1 on. Jack Hemseth rips a hit for Grace. Tanner Rajkowski speeds home, and it is 1-0 Eagles. In the top of the third, Irondale loads the bases, but Jack Lux gets a big strikeout to end the threat. Lux works 5 shutout innings. To the bottom of the third, Hemseth comes through again with a run-scoring hit. Max Meyer touches home for a 2-0 Totino-Grace lead. In the bottom of the fifth, Hunter Lindquist swings at the low pitch, and it carries over the fence for a solo home run and a 4-0 Eagles lead. In the bottom of the sixth, Meyer's ground ball takes a crazy hop over the second baseman. Jacob Pine motors home, and it is 5-0. Tommy Seberg pitches the 6th and 7th innings for Grace. 6-0 Eagles is the final. The Armstrong softball team picked up its first win of the season earlier this week, beating Park Center. They faced a strong Anoka team on Thursday. Falcons pitcher Michaela McIntosh is efficient early. She fields the wicked comebacker by Aaron Micklin and gets the out. It's 0-0 through 3. In the fourth, though, Morgan Pavarud smokes a hit past third to score a run for Anoka. Pavarud advances to second as the Tornadoes' bats heat up. Laura King then grounds one to short. The Falcons get a force play at home, but the throw by catcher Caitlin Jones sails wide of first. 2 runners come in to score, and it's 3-0 Anoka after 4. After Anoka gets 3 more in the fifth, Jones comes through with the bat, crushing a double to deep right center field. It scores Maddie Clare, and Armstrong is on the board in the bottom of the fifth. Shelby Niebuhr delivers a hit to right, and she'll beat the throw to first base to score Jones, but that's all the Falcons get as third-ranked Anoka wins it by a score of 8-2. Anoka and Maple Grove going to meet up at the end of the season. It could be for the conference title.
All right, thanks, Jay. Up next, fitting some Scandinavian humor into your weekend.
Ole serves up his hopes, dreams, and a night full of laughs when we come back. This weekend, you can get your WAG on. The Walk for Animals takes place Saturday in Golden Valley. Check-in starts at 8 a.m. The walk starts at 9. The event is the Animal Humane Society's largest annual fundraiser. More than 8,000 people and 3,000 animals are expected. Well, did you know that there was once a thriving Scandinavian theater culture here in Minnesota?
You betcha. In today's Weekend Showcase, Neil Persley has more on the world premiere of Ole's Last Bow.
At one time, there was a very lively theatrical scene in America, amongst the immigrant community. And not just with the Swedish community, but the Germans and the Bohemians.
Playwright Peter Holbrook has a fascination with this aspect of Scandinavian culture.
Everybody had their own little flavor of theater.
It inspired him to write Ole's Last Bow. The play is fast, funny, and lively, but at the heart lies the bittersweet story of Ole, a former vaudeville star whose best days in theater are behind him.
It is told kind of through Ole's eyes.
The play begins in 1959. Vaudeville has long since given way to burlesque, which itself is dying. Doug Anderson plays Ole.
The show is all about just having a nice time and having a couple of laughs.
Things are not going so well with vaudeville.
Providing the voice of reality in changing times, Dorian Chalmers plays Ole's wife, Ulla.
People don't want to come to vaudeville anymore, and so things are not going well with the company. I'm worried about the bills, and Ole, this is his dream. He wants to keep doing vaudeville for the rest of his life.
Director Randy Winkler had to contend with the challenges that a traveling show presents.
We're performing in 4 different locations. And each location is going to have a different architecture in the theaters, so we have to go there. We're not sure how do actors get from one side of the stage to the other, how do they get on stage, where's the orchestra going to be.
This will be a fun show for the whole family. Brush up on your Swedish so you can sing along. For Weekend Showcase, yeah, you betcha. I'm Neil Persley.
There it is. Ole's Last Bow is tonight and Saturday night at the Maple Grove Junior High School Auditorium. Tickets are $18 and available at the door, or we'll have a link on our website. And that does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back here Monday, again beginning at 4.